Hey singers, it's Sybil Sinz, opera singer and vocal coach, coming to you today with tape 14 of Take a Minute with Sybil Sinz, where I'm offering you great advice on voice lessons and vocal coaching to singers across the world. Yesterday, I gave you a vocal exercise I like to call the siren, where we're moving from the top register all the way to the bottom register. It allows you to kind of warm up wherever you are, open throat, nicely supported. And while I was describing that exercise, I had mentioned something about the break in the voice. When you're moving from head voice to chest voice, and there's that middle area in your voice that's always a little weaker than the top register and the lower register, it always kind of gives you a bit of a problem, or sometimes it may go flat or it's unsupported. And that is called the break. Sometimes your voice cracks there and you have a hard time just kind of, it's almost like, the stepchild of your voice. It just doesn't know what to do or where to go. You don't know what to do with it. So this is how we're going to work through the break. You open your throat like we always do. You relax. You lift here from the lower part after you expand your belly to expand and support. And then you just kind of move through it nice and smoothly. First thing, you have to do is you have to be able to recognize your break. My break has always been between E, D, C, and B. And sometimes before, back in the day, when I was a younger singer, my break was almost like from B, above middle C, all the way below B. It was almost a whole octave, a middle part of my voice where it was just weird and odd, and I was unable to really get a handle on it. It was kind of like, I don't know, it was like slippery. I couldn't get a handle on it. So at any rate, what I would do is I would isolate it. What my vocal coach would tell me to do was isolate. So we figured out where I was having a problem. And so if you're not educated on the keyboard and you don't know the names of the notes and all of that, generally you're singing a song and you know where you have some weakness. So find that part in the song and isolate those notes. Put on your track and just isolate those particular notes. And then I want you to sustain, like we did before in our first vocal exercise, when you're sustaining sound. So yawn, go ahead and get your good position, open your throat. Yawn, feel your tongue hit the floor of your mouth and your soft palate raise. All right? And then you want to expand down low like a balloon. And then you want to lift. And so we're just going to sustain those sounds. So I'm going to work my break here from F to B. And what I did is I kind of pull back. And as you get to those more difficult notes, you have to lift that soft palate even more and really support. Do not let that support drop. Okay, and then after you sustain those sounds and you isolate that part, then you want to add some notes above and add some notes below and move through with that same support, that same soft palate. So you're going to have to remember it. So you're going to have to do this a whole lot over and over and over again. And if you don't know what you're doing, like I said, you need to get in front of a vocal coach, because these videos are great. But just because I'm explaining it to you doesn't mean that you're at home right now and doing it correctly. If ever there's a time you're doing one of my exercises and you begin to feel that tightness, pain, or tension in your throat, you have to stop, because as I said before, pain is not normal and it's not a good thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move from C to C. I'm going to move a whole register all the way down. And sometimes you can hear a click. If you don't have a lot of support or control in your break, you'll hear a big click. Your voice will actually crack and it'll sound like a break. But those of us who have tried to master and who have worked on that will feel like maybe a flutter of air, where that flutter of air is us really supporting and smoothing over the break, as opposed to somebody who does not know, and that flutter of air literally becomes, like I said before, a crack in the voice. So let's listen. Let's see if I got this. Here we go. Expand. Raise your soft palate, and remember to lift from the bottom all the way through, and then you want to put your placement right here. So you want to direct your sound through the front of your face. Here we go. Let's see. And And you heard right before I got to the bottom, it was like a little click. Sometimes the click is not there at all, and that's the goal. And sometimes the click is a little louder than it usually is, and that means you need to add support. And then that click right there, I needed to add support or maybe raise a little bit. So let's try it again. And what I did there is my placement and my focus was just a little different. So as I said before, those of us who know what we're doing, who have worked really hard on this, still have to focus every day. We still have to focus every time we open our mouths, okay? So when you're working through the break, remember to raise the soft palate, pull back slightly, and then add more support, moving that air forward and through the front of your face, and that's where the placement is. Again, please go see a vocal coach. I so appreciate you all watching my videos and subscribing to my YouTube page and liking and commenting, but in order to become a really great singer, you need to be in front of a regular vocal coach. Again, I'm available via Skype. We'll figure that out. Or to come to your town if you have a group of singers. If you're a management company and you have a group of folks you want me to do a workshop, I would love to do that. But singers need a coach they can check in with at least once a week. And if they can't do that, once a month, every once in a while, but you need to get in front of somebody who can help you figure things out so you're not causing any more damage. Thank you so much for tuning in to Take 14 of Take a Minute with Sybil Sinz, opera singer and vocal coach. Please, again, subscribe to my YouTube page, Sybil Sinz Vocal Coach. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It is all Sybil Sinz. And you may also visit my website, sybilsinzmusic.com. Thank you so much. Tag a singer, tag a vocal coach. Write me if you need to. I'm here. Y'all take it easy, and I will see you tomorrow.